Hi there, and welcome to Urban Health Beat, the show that feeds your mind, body, and spirit, and brings you enlightening information, which we're going to bring you today. I'm Marilyn Harris-Davis, your host, and
I'm Dr. Garry Jennings. And before we get started, we'd like you guys to subscribe so you can see more of our great shows on the Be Inspired Global Network.
Absolutely. Thank you, Dr. Jennings. Be Inspired Global are the ones who bring this podcast to you, and we are very, very grateful to them. They do a great job. And we have Be Inspired Global, many people who you will see in the future, right? Today we're joined by a very special guest, Siobhan Carter of the Black Mental Health Alliance. Obviously, Black mental health in general, is a very important issue, and we have so much going on in today's world that we really need to pay attention to it, and we need to support the Black Mental Health Alliance. So welcome, Siobhan.
Thank you very much. It's a pleasure being here.
Absolutely. Now, they have an event coming up September the 20th. It is the Maxie T. Collier VIP reception and award ceremony, right?
Correct.
Okay. So first of all, let's start out by talking about Maxie, whom I knew, actually. Mm-hmm. Did you know Maxie?
No,
Collier?
we never had an opportunity to meet.
He was a wonderful man. He was a psychiatrist, and he had a vision. He had a huge vision about cultural competency relative to African American mental health and mental health care for people of color. And that kind of was the birthplace of the Black Mental Health Alliance. Are you familiar with that?
I am.
Okay.
I've really had the pleasure of learning more about Dr. Collier as I've joined the Black Mental Health Alliance and supported some of their projects.
Absolutely, absolutely.
So how long has the Black Mental Health Alliance been in existence?
Sure. So the Black Mental Health Alliance has been in existence for the last 35 years. We were founded in 1983 by Dr. Collier and a social worker that worked predominantly with veterans. They were also joined by Senator Shirley Nathan Pulliam, who's a registered nurse. And so they served as kind of the three founding members of Black Mental Health Alliance.
Absolutely. And Shirley Nathan Pulliam actually is a friend of mine, and she is the nurse for your political health, which is really needed right now, by the way. But yeah, Dr. Collier and Shirley Nathan Pulliam were really visionaries when it came to this kind of issue. So, Dr. Jennings, let me just ask you, and we call him Dr. J. If I say Dr. J, excuse me, because he's definitely not a basketball player.
Definitely. He's got the height. He's got the height. Give it to him.
I had the height, but I don't have the skills. Nor the money.
Yeah, well, then there's that. But Dr. J, let me ask you, and Dr. Jennings is an anesthesiologist, and let me just ask you, in your particular practice, in a pain management practice, do you see people come in with, and I don't mean to say mental health issues, but our people tend to, and that was part of Maxie's vision, do they come in with issues that they are hiding, or issues that are, inside, and they're not expressing to you, and then once you talk to them, it comes out?
Yeah, in chronic pain, there are a lot of comorbid psychological illnesses. They go hand in hand: depression, anxiety, bipolar illnesses. You'll see those a lot with patients in chronic pain. Now, which came first? It's hard to tell, but you do see a lot. And what I find is that Black people are very reticent to talk about psychiatric issues. Yeah, they don't want to talk about it. I mean, if you say psychiatry, they go, "I'm not crazy," and it's not about an issue of being crazy. It's the issue of the baggage and the burdens that we carry that can make us ill or come along with our illness that need to be discussed and treated.
Absolutely, absolutely. One of the things that I know that Dr. Collier was addressing when he began, essentially, the Black Mental Health Alliance, were the effects of racism.
Yes.
Yeah. And so that is something that manifests in various ways. It manifests in anger, it manifests in depression.
And unfortunately, it manifests in healthcare. There have been many studies that have shown that Black people, when they, for instance, come in and say, I have chest pain, people don't, the medical community doesn't react as fast or as strong as they do if the person is white. And that's something that we see, and we have to combat that. And I understand that's where the Black Mental Health Alliance comes in to help with that.
Right, and I want to say that I certainly believe, especially in the work that I've seen the Black Mental Health Alliance do with, partnering with the partnering or curating the Can We Talk conference and partnering with, Ms. Taraji P. Henson's foundation, the Boris L. Henson Foundation.
Taraji P. Henson Foundation is awesome.
Yes. And it's interesting because that's exactly what they're trying to do. And again, it was a great partnership because that's what we're trying to do as well. We're trying to shed light on talking about some of those mental health issues. And the Can We Talk conference was specifically about normalizing that conversation in the Black community. Often there are many things that lead to some of those hesitations, specifically like, trust with those providers, as you noted, and a sense of lack of empathy in which we're trying to talk about those issues. And so some of what the Black Mental Health Alliance does is focus on educating those clinical providers about some of those cultural competencies and sensitivities of working with Black people.
Absolutely.
And also being more aggressive. I mean, not aggression, but more aggressive, as opposed to letting things slide. It's to say, well, we're going to send you to some place, or we're going to give you something today, as opposed to come back in 2 weeks or 3 weeks. I have a lot of my patients who it's very difficult actually to find any type of therapist, to the fact that I had to bring one in and add it to my office staff. But we still don't have this. We have this psychological care, meaning that we can do a lot of talk therapy, but a lot of people also need medication therapy until the talk therapy can take effect. And that's very, very difficult to find a psychiatrist.
And you're absolutely right. And it's interesting because that's another one of our services. So we have referral services within the Black Mental Health Alliance, and that is our goal. Our goal is to try to connect those individuals who are seeking those type of providers with the providers within our network. And so we highly encourage providers and clinicians, and especially through this event, we have a ticket that's specially designated to is a membership clinician bundle that allows you to become a member as well as purchase a ticket for the event. And a benefit of our membership is referrals that come to our referral service. And so certainly we actually support and solicit providers to join us so that they can be part of that network.
Absolutely. And remember, Dr. Jennings, we have had one of the clinicians on from Urban Behavioral Health Services, remember?
Yes.
Dr. David Arnold, and his specialty was, providing mental health services to Black people, because we have a very specific need.
Yes.
We have all kinds of I don't know. I mean, we've done shows on slave mentality, right? we have issues that other folks don't understand, which is why the Black Mental Health Alliance is very, very, very valuable. So tell us a little bit about this event and some of the programs that we're highlighting. Let's tell us about the event first.
So on September 20th, we're going to have our annual fundraiser, which is the Dr. Maxie T. Collier VIP reception and award ceremony. And at this event, we expect to honor 4 dynamic individuals who've supported Dr. Collier's vision, especially in working and engagement in the community. So we're planning to award to Dr. Edwin Chapman, a Mr. Edgar Wiggins, a Miss Sister Margaret Powell, and to the Helen Fund School of Nursing at Coppin University.
So Coppin is a wonderful,
yes,
wonderful.
Yes.
And I know that a lot of the programs are there at Coppin, located at the Coppin School.
And so our night, we expect to be at the Mount Washington Conference Center from 6 until 9. The night, we're expecting just a fun night, and that includes a social, I want to say a reception rather, from 6 until 7. And our award ceremony will start at 7, and post our award ceremony, we expect just some nice, light, organic mingling and networking. We also are planning to have a live band there and some great food.
So that sounds like a great band.
Yes,
I can't wait to hear them.
yes, we're definitely looking forward to the soulful stylings of the group, and their soloist is just phenomenal. So we're definitely hoping to be even more inspired by her as well.
Absolutely, and a silent auction.
Certainly, you're absolutely right. So we are also having a silent auction during that period of time, in which we are going to be using those donated funds to help us to continue with the programming that's being developed at BMHA, as well as continue the programming that is already in place at BMHA. So some of the programming you asked, and so programs that we have at BMHA include a youth tobacco initiative. We also have
I did not know that.
Yes,
really?
There's a youth tobacco initiative in which we focus on trying to go out and to see if youth are able to purchase cigarettes and tobacco products. And so that's an enforcement initiative that we have. We also are involved with youth wellness. And so, as you know, we just hosted our youth wellness experience back in August. We also, in addition to our referral services, we have what we call the National Training Institute, or the Maximal Human Development Training Institute, that's going to be soft launching at the event as well.
Yeah, tell me a little bit about that.
Sure. So the Training Institute is really focused around Dr. Collier's vision that we needed to, again, educate clinicians about the cultural competencies of working with Black people. And so some of the trainings that come out of that are things like the Trilogy of Trauma, in which you may have heard. We also go out and we conduct trainings on site. So you'll see our executive director, Ms. Jan Desper-Peters, who will go out and provide training, as well as our facilitator, Mr. Richard Rowe, and other facilitators that we've brought on to the organization to help support our training institute. And so that's kind of the premise of what they do, and certainly there's a lot more to it that I couldn't cover within the 30 minutes, but that is ultimately their goal, is to educate clinicians and community advocates who want to know more about the cultural competencies of working with the Black community.
Yeah, so the Black Mental Health Alliance, also you should know, is an education and consultation organization. So a lot of it is about education. So training is a huge part of it.
Yes.
It's a huge part of it. And I know that I attended the youth wellness, mental health and wellness seminars a couple of weeks ago, and I can't even tell you, those young people were so, the thing is, it provides a forum. They were so open with each other. It provides a forum for them to discuss the issues that they face. The issues that they are internalizing. You know, seeing brothers and sisters in the street having been, you know, murdered. Also seeing racism. You know, one of the things that I know that Richard Rowe is really good about, one of your facilitators, is talking about men and the racism that is inherent in the Black community and how it manifests itself because we internalize it. You know, so yeah, I honestly, all of their programs are fabulous, fabulous. So let me just ask you about membership. So it is a membership. I mean, you don't have to be a member to be involved in this, but membership is, you know, it's a thing. My sons always tell me, stop saying it's a thing, but it's a thing. Membership is a component of the Black Mental Health Alliance, and there are benefits to membership in the Black Mental Health Alliance.
That is correct. That is correct. And so we certainly are promoting our membership programs because, as you mentioned, there are benefits. Certainly we put out a newsletter on a monthly basis, but being able to advertise within that newsletter is a benefit of membership. Also, just being able to engage in some of the activities that we do. A lot of it is through some of our members and some of the friends of BMHA that we host workshops in certain locations. And so there are certainly a lot of memberships and benefits to membership. And the nice thing is that our membership just continues to grow. Another benefit of membership is certainly the opportunity just to partner with the organization. And so we often are seeing where members are recommending, programming or wanting to partner with that our training institute to offer and or tell us more about some of the programming and or activities that they may be doing. So those are all definitely benefits of membership of BMHA.
Absolutely.
No, the Black Mental Health Alliance is just bigger than Baltimore. It's bigger than Maryland, isn't it?
That is correct. So we have definitely had the opportunity to continue to grow regionally. We have had the opportunity to support even networks in helping them with some of the programming for their episodes. And again, as we talked about with curating the Can We Talk conference, that conference was held in Washington, D.C.
Can We Talk? That was, I was not there, but tell me a little bit about that.
Sure. So the Can We Talk conference, again, was a partnership with the Boris L. Henson Foundation, which, as we mentioned, is Ms. Taraji P. Henson's foundation, in which she celebrates and honors her father's memory. And so the Can We Talk,
I did not know that.
And so the Can We Talk conference was, again, the goal was to promote a national view of normalizing the conversation about Black mental health, not just for clinicians. And I will say at the event we did have a lot of clinicians involved. There were close to about 350 plus attendees to the event.
Yes.
And BMHA's partnership helped facilitate a lot of the panel discussions, a lot of the individuals who actually spoke at the event, and we helped to help in our curation of the event. We helped to, I want to say, shape what some of those conversations were going to look like. So it was really taking feedback from the community to say, when we're trying to normalize these conversations, what do we need to discuss? Yeah. So we need to discuss things like the village, which helped to shape the theme for our event. We also need to talk about men's mental health. We need to talk about women's mental health. We need to talk about social media and technology and how that plays into mental health. And so the conference really stood to talk about, again, normalizing that conversation, but all the things that contribute to that conversation, especially as it relates to mental health, and how can we help to educate and train providers so that they are culturally competent.
One of the things, again, I like about is the referral aspect that you have to your program, because as I was telling you, I have patients that need to see someone, and I have referred them to the Black Mental Health Alliance to get them the proper clinician to sit and talk, or or psychiatric help that they need with their pain management. Because again, it is very difficult. You call and I've made personal phone calls to the doctors, and they're like, okay, I could see the person in like 6 weeks. I'm like, no, you don't understand.
Yeah, really.
Yes.
When I call, I don't need
we need
6
you
weeks.
right now.
Yeah, I need you now.
Yeah.
And this has been something that has helped.
Absolutely.
Certainly, and we encourage not only referrals from providers to other providers, but we also encourage individuals who feel as if they need that support to reach out to us directly. So I wanted to make it clear that it's not simply a referral from another provider, but if you are an individual who feels like you're really looking for help, feel free to reach out directly.
And so how would they go about reaching out?
Sure. So there are multiple avenues to reach out. One of them is going through our website. If you go through our website, we have an option that allows you to, I think it's referral to a provider, but I'll again get more details about that. But you would select that option, and allows you to complete a questionnaire online. It gets sent to one of our referral specialists, and they would return your call just to make sure that they're getting all the information that they need, and then they would try to refer you or match you to the appropriate provider. Often, as you mentioned, reaching out to some of those providers to see when they can see this individual based on their clinical judgment of the situation. You can also contact the Black Mental Health Alliance office directly, which number I can certainly provide you with.
Absolutely, go ahead. You can do it now.
But
let's do it more than once.
Okay, and so I'd have to go on my phone and get it.
Oh, okay,
it's one of those things
okay,
that I'm still trying to remember numbers off the top of my head, but I will make sure that you get that number.
And then there's a website. Well, you can Google. I mean, everybody Googles the Black Mental Health Alliance.
Correct.
Because I know I have, and all the information comes.
Yeah, I know.
And our website is
them.
Right.
Shut up.
Right. And our website is certainly the Black Mental Health Alliance. We've been doing a lot of work on our website specifically to make it a lot more user-friendly to individuals that are visiting, and it looks fantastic. And one of the things that we're doing is we're building out that directory or that referral service so that we make it easier for individuals to contact us. And so,
well, yeah, and also because people have different levels of technical capacity. So some of the people might want to call, but once you go and Google it, the number is there, all the information is on the right-hand side of the page. So, yeah, and then you have so many resources on there.
Yes, for sure.
It's amazing. So let's get back to the event for a minute, which is September the 20th.
Yes.
At the Mount Washington Conference Center.
Correct.
And the topic, well, the theme is Rebuild the Village.
Correct.
So elaborate on that a little bit.
Sure. So the theme, it really came from one of the panels at the Can We Talk conference. And so our executive director, Ms. Jan Desper Peters, really, she worked to pull together a group of individuals, not only in BMHA, but individuals that were partners of BMHA. So like BTST services.
Okay, tell me what that stands for.
Sure, BTST services, I believe, is Better Tomorrow, Start Today.
Oh,
they're outpatient.
Nice.
They're outpatient service. I think their office is actually pretty close to the BMHA office. But BTST, as well as we had our moderator was the CFO of the Greater Washington Urban League. And other, and other individuals within our organization, like Dr. Newton, and again, Jan was part of that panel. And really, the conversation was, what would it take to rebuild and/or, if you will, build the Black Village? And so, at that, in considering that panel, we were asking a question, and it really just was one of those things where we wanted to keep that conversation going. It's one of those conversations that even when you look at Dr. Collier's book, he started kind of some of that conversation. You know, he, in talking even about the Training Institute and our ability to consider the maximum human development of Black individuals, you know, it was again that village theme kind of rang true. And so we wanted to extend that theme within our event. And so really what that means for us is bringing together multiple individuals from multiple or interdisciplinary groups, as well as just individuals recognizing that to really help our community, we need to build a village, which means that we need all of you to be part of that village.
Absolutely. Now, let me just, I have another question for you, but just so that we can get to this, where can we get tickets to this event? Sure.
And so you can actually go to our website, blackmentalhealth.com, and there's a section called Involved, and there's a link right to the Dr. Maxie T. Collier event. And you can also go to MTC 2019 event.
M as in
Maryland. Yes,
no,
M as in Maryland. I'm sorry.
I'm just saying.
M as in Maryland, T as in Tom, C as in Collier. 2019 event, .eventbrite.com, and that will lead you directly to our tickets. But if you go right to our website, we have a link on our website. All of it is right there. Information about the historical events, the current event, and how to purchase tickets.
And also information on how to become a member.
Correct. Yep. Right on our website, we also have a link to membership, so you can learn more about membership and the membership benefits.
Absolutely. Now, let me just ask you another question, because I know that you have a dynamic guest speaker that's going to be at this event. I love her topic. She's a young woman, young comparatively speaking. She's a young woman, but it's No More Martyrs.
Correct. So
our theme?
Yes. So our keynote speaker is going to be Dr. Nadia Richardson.
Yes.
And she's the founder and executive director of No More Martyrs. So that's actually the name of her organization. And her organization is dedicated to mental health and wellness for women. And so not just Black women, but women overall. And some of what she helped us to learn in founding her organization is that there was a story in which there was a woman who committed suicide. And her suicide was certainly related to her mental health. And after hearing that story, it kind of moved her into action. But then she started hearing about more individuals. And so there was a journalist who actually started the question, or asked the question, when are we going to stop martyrs? Or when will there be no more martyrs? And so from there, kind of cultivated her organization. And she is doing fantastic work. She's out of Alabama, but she is definitely...
she's going to be here on September the 20th.
Yes, she will. She will. And part of her talk is to talk about, again, rebuilding the village one movement at a time. So recognizing that there are multiple global movements out there, how can we get closer and closer to rebuilding this village one movement at a time?
Absolutely. I am so looking forward to that conversation. I really, really am. I was reading her bio, and she is amazing.
Yeah, she's doing great work. She really is. I mean, she has already been on the Hill to provide feedback about women and mental health, especially even in the Black community. So she's certainly gaining momentum with her organization, and she's even at the point where she has kind of some sub areas. So I believe she has a chapter here in the Washington D.C. area, and individuals who are individuals who are helping to move No More Martyrs forward.
Wow, very nice. So so let's recap. Give us information about where we can get tickets.
Sure. So we can get tickets by going to the blackmentalhealth.com website and selecting Get Involved.
For the September 20th event? Okay.
Yes, for the September 20th event. So let me start over. I think it'll be a little easier. So the Dr. Maxie T. Collier VIP reception and award ceremony will be held on September 20th from 6 p.m. to 9 p.m. at the Mount Washington Conference Center. To get tickets, you can go to blackmentalhealth.com and select the Dr. Maxie T. Collier ceremony link, and there you'll hear more about our event as well as be able to purchase tickets.
Okay. And that is a Friday.
That is correct. That is a Friday.
How did you figure that out, Dr. Jennings? You have a calendar in your head?
Oh, definitely.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Yes.
I have a lot of stuff up there.
You have to remember that. Yeah.
Yes, so definitely we want people to come. I mean, that way they could enjoy the event and then they can sleep in the next day if they like.
Oh, right, exactly. That's why it's on a Friday. Okay, good to know.
Yes.
Absolutely good to know. So, we never like to close our show without letting everyone know that laughter is the best medicine.
Yes.
Thank you so much, Siobhan Carter of Black Mental Health Alliance. So, I mean, I know I sneaked this in on you. I didn't prepare you for this.
You know what? Okay. You can never be prepared for this.
Okay.
Don't listen to him.
Okay.
So, I'm going to ask you, I have two things. I'm going to ask you. I guess this is pretty unique to this situation.
Interesting.
I am black when clean and white when dirty. What am I? Dr. Jennings?
I don't know.
Because you always try to answer. Good.
I'm not gonna answer. You told me I'm not gonna answer.
I've told you not to answer. I am black when clean. I'm black, when clean, and white when dirty. What am I? I'm a chalkboard.
Interesting. I probably would have never gotten that one. I would have never gotten it. Never gotten that one.
I'm going to say another one.
Okay.
This was my number 2.
Okay.
What runs around a house and does not move?
Vacuum cleaner?
A fence.
Interesting. Okay. Wow.
Am I right? You can never be prepared.
I wasn't, and I really was trying to guess that second time. I really was trying to guess, and I'm like, ew.
I know.
I'm gonna be ready next time, though.
Yeah, I know. Right? Next time,
I'm gonna go study like Jeopardy.
You're gonna be here again. You've been listening to Urban Health Beat with Marilyn Harris Davis and our guest, Siobhan Carter from the Black Mental Health Alliance. Don't forget, September 20th. 6:30.
6 p.m. to 9 p.m.
6 p.m. to 9 p.m. at the Mount Washington Conference Center.
Yes.
And it is a wonderful event. It's going to be a wonderful event. I'm so looking forward to it. And been joined by Dr. Garry Jennings, who is my personal pain, who is the, the executive director of...
I'll let you do it. I'm gonna let her do it.
Oh, QOL Pain Management, Quality of Life Pain Management.
Yeah, and please subscribe to Be Inspired Global Channel.
Yes.
So you can see hear more Marilyn's jokes. I mean, if that's
absolutely.
If that's not a reason to subscribe,
that's the absolute reason to subscribe.
And don't forget, you'll actually get the chance to see her live at the event.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. I will be there at the event. We will be there at the event. Right, Dr. Jennings?
We most certainly will.
We will be there at the event. And thank you so much, Siobhan.
Thank you for having me.
I really appreciate all the information, all the good work that you all are doing. And remember, until next time, that your good health is a work in progress. So work it.